Mr. Chairman, on behalf of Prime Minister Lee, who's really the minister in charge of the Smart Nation, because this has to be a whole of government, whole of society effort, and also on behalf of DPM Teo, who leads the Smart Nation and Digital Government Group within the PMO. We are in the midst of a digital revolution. I think everyone knows that. And we know that it is transforming our society, our economy, our jobs. During the previous industrial revolution, the people and the regions that first got it, that were first to adopt the latest technology, achieved a head start, and they made enormous fortunes, amassed great power. In fact, I often think we're speaking English today because the last industrial revolution began in England, spread to Europe. The beginning of every new technological shift is often characterized by an initial gilded age, an age when there's greater inequality and profits amass to the few who get it and have access to the new means of production. It takes time for new skills to be commoditized, the means of value creation to be more widely disseminated, and then you get a larger middle class. We saw such a golden age in the immediate aftermath of the Second World War, with a demographic dividend, mass education, and a massive investment in infrastructure. We believe that the current digital revolution reflects such an inflection point. The pace of change, however, of this revolution will be much faster than the previous industrial revolution, and that's why we need to ensure that all Singaporeans, and I emphasize all, master the new skills and that our economy is rapidly restructured. Then and only then will our people have good jobs with good incomes, and then we can remain a cohesive, fair society. So this is the context, this is the narrative behind our Smart Nation efforts. I'm glad to inform Mr. Zaki Muhammad, Ms. Jessica Tan, Mr. Satyandi Sapahat, and Mr. Teo Solak that we're making good progress. The formation of the SNDGG last year, chaired by DPM Teo, has enabled us to be even more coordinated and responsive in the execution of our strategy. In particular, we are accelerating the delivery of our strategic national projects. These form key digital platforms and infrastructure and are essential for a vibrant and innovative digital economy and for us to enhance our government services. These projects are on track, and let me quickly give you some specifics. First, on the national digital identity, Ms. Tin Pei Ling, I believe, asked about the progress of the NDI and of e-payments. Now, both identity and e-payments are essential if we are to achieve seamless, convenient, and secure digital transactions. We will launch the SingPass mobile app in the second half of this year. I think members will be aware of the current SingPass system. It has got two-factor authentication, but that requires you to either have a hard token or to receive an SMS message. The new SingPass mobile app will enable citizens to authenticate themselves, actually ourselves, more quickly and conveniently. It will allow biometric authentication, and Singaporeans or overseas will not have to wait to receive an SMS, probably at some charge, before they can log on to SingPass. Now, a secure digital identity will also enable our citizens to share data safely and securely with other organizations. And now this point is important because we have already linked 70 government services and 30 banking services to MyInfo. Now, the purpose of MyInfo is to eliminate repetitive form filling and document verification, and it will also enhance accuracy. This will increase convenience, improve service standards, reduce processing time. So for instance, the processing time to open new bank accounts and credit card applications has been reduced by 80%. Backroom processes have become efficient. And I've heard Zaki's point that maybe we need to take the same methodology to social assistance as well, to reduce repetitive form filling and to speed up backroom processing. Private companies can innovate and build on top of these platforms. Ms. Tin Pei Ling will be pleased to note that we are enabling businesses through the MyInfo developer and partner portal to integrate their own digital services into MyInfo, which is the government data pool. Since the portal's launch in November 2017, just 3 months ago, more than 150 businesses from various industries have expressed interest in doing so, and we look forward to onboarding more later this year. Let me say a few words on e-payment. First, we are not going cashless for its own sake, and we are certainly not doing it for tax collection. The ultimate objective is to lower transaction costs for all businesses and for citizens who are purchasing goods and services. It is to expand opportunities, and especially for small companies, for freelancers, for entrepreneurs, for the gig economy, for the small, in a sense, we'll think of it at a larger scale, the small handicraft maker. You want them to be able to access this at the lowest possible transaction cost in order to enhance the competitiveness and participation rate of our economy. Pay Now was launched by our banks last year to allow easy and immediate fund transfer using the recipient's NRIC or mobile phone numbers. So far, it's been used mainly for peer-to-peer payments between persons, and more than $370 million has been sent on this basis through the Pay Now system. But this is only the beginning. Our public agencies will shortly start using Pay Now as well. So in March this year, the CPF board will allow eligible CPF members over 55 to receive the lump sum withdrawal through Pay Now. What's the advantage? It means the funds will be transferred within the same day, hopefully on their birthday, rather than waiting 5 days, which is the current turnaround time. We will also be piloting the use of Pay Now to disperse EduSave award monies to ITE and Polytechnic students. This will surely be more efficient than having to bank a check. This year, we will also launch Pay Now Corporate, which will enable businesses to link their bank accounts to their unique entity numbers, and they will be able to use Pay Now in order to pay other businesses and also to receive payments from consumers. So in other words, this will now become B2B and B2C as well. We will be promoting the adoption of the SG QR code, which will be a national QR code standard. This will increase consumer convenience, but more important than that, it also will enable cheaper and what I think Ms. Tin Pei Ling called infrastructure-light payment systems that will benefit especially small businesses. I'm also glad that NETS and EasyLink are working together to enable the EasyLink card acceptance at NETS terminals and vice versa. Frankly, this is long overdue. But we welcome and encourage, and in fact, we want to make it a rule from now on to achieve interoperability of wallets and payment systems. This will make it much more convenient and much more efficient for consumers and businesses. Another strategic national project is the sensor platform, and this aims to put in place an integrated nationwide sensor platform to improve municipal services, city-level operations, planning, and security. You may not feel the direct impact of this straight away, but a better and more systematic use of sensors and data will enable us to build and run a more smart, green, and livable city, including more responsive public transport, more reliable public transport, better public security, and improve urban planning. The trials for various aspects of the national sensor platform are ongoing right now. Ms. Jessica Tan and I think Mr. Cedric Foo quite rightly emphasized that digital services should be citizen-centric. And I think the word you used was anticipatory. The Moments of Life initiative is one example, where we are reorganizing government services to provide personalized, customized services at a citizen-centric level. You know, we used to have the old policy where in order you had to navigate your way to access the myriad of services that government provided. Then our next step was to have a no wrong door policy, meaning it doesn't matter which door you knocked on, it was supposed to work and bring you to the right place. Frankly, I think we need to reorganize government so that the delivery of our services is organized on the basis of the citizen rather than the agency providing those services. And this is actually not a question of technology, but of re-engineering our processes. And if we succeed, then the doors should disappear. In June 2018, we will release an app for Singaporean couples starting a family or with children aged 6 and below. We'll call this app, I haven't got a better name yet, but at the moment it'll be called Moments of Life Families. It will allow parents, when they have a new baby, to register the baby's birth online, apply for baby bonus, view medical appointments, immunization records. My staff even included search and register for preschools. I think this reflects excessive kiasuness on the part of parents. But anyway, if that's what they want, we will also provide that service. We will test this out for families with babies born in public hospitals first, and then roll it out further. And additional services will be rolled out over time, and if the concept works, we will look at other moments of life. On smart urban mobility, we're pursuing initiatives to use digital technologies to enhance the comfort, the convenience, and the reliability of public transport systems, and to support our vision of a car-light Singapore. The Ministry of Transport will convey more details later. Besides ensuring progress in these strategic national projects, we also need to get our approach to data sharing and protection and system resilience and cybersecurity right. I think Madhav Mohan will emphasize this point. Harnessing the power of data will be increasingly critical for both government, businesses, and for citizens as well. In fact, data, in a sense, is the new currency of the digital age. I share your concern that increased data sharing and data use has to be done in an environment where personal data and privacy are robustly protected. Hence, we have the Public Sector Governance Act, which takes effect in April. It outlines a set of data sharing practices for government, including using only non-identifiable information for policy making and planning. And individual officers will be held accountable for safeguarding the information, and the government will appoint trusted data custodians who will have a central oversight over the anonymization of data sets before they are shared across agencies. This clarity is to encourage safe data sharing in order to enhance policy making and improve service delivery, and to do so securely. Associate Professor Madhav Mohan made several other points on the social, legal, and ethical dimensions of digital technology, and we will study these points carefully. They are valid concerns. For the private sector, the Personal Data Protection Commission is conducting ongoing public consultations to ensure that our laws on personal data protection remain relevant. Let me move on to resilience and cybersecurity. We must build our smart nation on a reliable and secure foundation. Many of you have highlighted this. Ms. Sun, Mr. Satyandi, Tin Pei Ling have also, I think Ms. Sun and Ms. Tin referred to the recent SingPass episode. Basically what happened was that a software bug was introduced when they updated the two-factor authentication system within the SingPass server. That led to progressive slowness and eventually a crash. Now, unfortunately, as things would have it, that same bug was in the backup system too, and that's why we had two crashes. Anyway, GovTech is currently investigating the incident, and they'll provide a more comprehensive update when it's completed. But I take your point that for essential platform technology, we can't afford to get it wrong. The government imposes stringent reliability and resilience requirements for all our critical ICT systems, and we adopt a security by design approach to building this infrastructure. We conduct regular and rigorous audits, and any findings are followed upon thoroughly. I think the staff in GovTech and all that know that I'm quite obsessive and I drill down to details, so I give the engineers a slightly hard time. But I think this tension is necessary. We also work with our business associations to promote cybersecurity, because it's not enough for government to be secure, but businesses also need to adopt good cyber hygiene and to make that a business priority. And of course, we should remember that citizens also have to play their part. And Minister Yaakob will share more details on our national cybersecurity efforts later. At its core, the smart nation is more than just deployment of technology, but really must expand opportunities, must improve the quality of life, must have enhanced jobs, and raise salaries. Mr. Tan Wu Meng highlighted the impact on the economy and jobs creation. We know that automation, robotics, data analytics, additive manufacturing, 3D printing, will certainly disrupt manufacturing and logistics chains. And for a place like Singapore, a city, an entrepôt, a port, an airport, surely these have profound implications on us. And we will risk becoming irrelevant if we do not transform our infrastructure, our systems, and our skills quickly enough. So to do this, we need to ensure that workers all across the segments, as well as our SMEs, are able to take advantage of new digital tools and master new skills. Minister Yaacob and SMS Janil will share more details on our Tech Skills Accelerator and SME Go Digital programs. Ms. Jessica Tan, Mr. Tan Wu Meng, Mr. Teo Solak, Tin Pei Ling have also highlighted, quite rightly, that government cannot build Smart Nation alone, and we need to involve citizens and businesses. In this spirit, we are opening our national platforms. I gave an example just now of MyInfo. Ultimately, our digital identity, e-payment systems need to be open for private sector, not only to just log on, but to actually build new innovative services on top of these platforms. And GovTech will conduct regular industry briefings to share government's strategic ICT plans and the pipeline of projects. And we have this program called InnoLeap. This basically allows government to go to the private sector or to the research institutes, set out a problem statement, and then let the companies offer solutions based on their own expertise. So we will work with research institutes, and we also have a grant called the Translational Research and Development Grant for the applications for Smart Nation. Basically, what we were going to do is to eat our own dog food. We have a need, you have a capability, you have a service, give us your best offer. If it works, we use it, we pay you, we feed our own local ecosystem. So we invite the public and the industry to contribute more ideas, more solutions, novel solutions especially, through Ideas, which is a whole of government crowdsourcing portal. I agree with Mr. Zaki Mohammed, Ms. Tin Pei Ling, Mr. Satyandi Supat that we must push ahead with digital technology, but at the same time we must ensure that no one gets left behind, regardless of age, background, and I'm also inclined to say linguistic and ability and special needs. And we need to ensure that all our projects are inclusive by design. After all, if you pick up you pick up any modern handphone today, they're multilingual by design. They have assistive technology by design. And I'm going to push to make government services adopt that same inclusive approach. So we will also be raising the standards of government digital content, basically checking our websites and our portals and our services to make sure they comply with the state of the art. Basically what we do is we have a league table and we assess everyone's website. We tell them which ones don't work, which ones are not mobile ready, and so on and so forth. Minister Yaacob and SMS Janil will further elaborate on MCI's digital readiness initiatives. So let me conclude. The digital revolution can either be exhilarating or terrifying, or both. It all depends on whether we are ready. And that's why we've embarked on the Smart Nation, and that's why we need to do so with a great sense of urgency. We need to ensure that there are good jobs and opportunities for all Singaporeans. The government will do its part, investing in infrastructure, creating open platforms, sharing open data, facilitating skills upgrading, encouraging our businesses to adopt the latest technologies, and you've heard the budget provisions for that. And ultimately, though, we need to do all this with a greater sense of urgency, the whole of government, whole of society, whole of nation effort. Thank you.